So 2020-2021 Europa League draw has taken place and we now know who is in which group. But which of the teams will make it through to the knockout stages? In this video, we're going to take a look at my early door predicoroonies for Group B. Show today, we take a look at the early door predictions coming at you out the Europa League, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Europa League related, world football related. We're going to all hear under one Roski. That's right. In these next few videos, over the next few days, we'll take a look at each and every one of the groups at the 2020-2021 Europa League. But before, again, we jump into the deep end, a big shout out to the Patreon gang. That's right, you know who you are, the VIP exclusive gang. And recently, we've just got ourselves up to 19 patrons. So a big shout out to Michael Cotton, who did join the gang just the other day. And also a big shout out to the Mexican Sniper. You know who you are, the VIP exclusive gang. He did up his pledge quite recently. So a big shout out to him. And of course, the fantastic brothers from another mother out in the old Patreon gang. So do appreciate the support that you're doing. If anyone else is out there that wants to join the VIP gang, get in stuck in the old description down below. There is a link, patreon.com/roverseas, and everything else is down there. My Twitter, my Facebook, and of course, details for the Patreon. But anyway, we're going to jump into the deep end now. Alrighty then, boys and girls, let's get into the deep end and take a little look at Group B, of course. Here we go. Now, before we jump into the deep end and take a look at predictions and all kind of jazz, let's take a look at the teams that make up Group B, starting with these bad boys. Rapid Vienna, coming out of Austria. Actually finished second last time around out in the Austrian top flight. Dimitra Kunabar is your main man, pulling the strings these days as manager. They did play the football at the Allianz Stadion, which usually has 28,000 fans in attendance. Coming at you. Let's take a quick look at the bookies odds for Group B. Rapid Vienna are second favourites, 17-2 to come out on top on this one. Joining them in this group, it is Dundalk. Surprise packages, yes indeed, coming out of Ireland. Finishing first, of course, out in the top flight out of Ireland, managed by Filippo Gingavelli. They did come through via the trapdoor of the Champions League, but they're here and they bloody well hung on tight. There's a good shout for them. I think they're going to make about 4 million just for being in this. So big shout out to those bad boys. They do play their football usually in where do they play? Oriel Park, which holds just 4,500 fans. And will they get to see it? I bloody well hope so. Anyway, they actually long shots, 33-1 to win this group alongside Rapid Vienna. Joining them will also be Molde. That's right, coming out of Norway, I believe. They actually finished first out in Norway. The top flight football out there, managed by Erling Moe. Usually play the football at Akta Stadium, which holds 11,249 fans in attendance. Long shots for them as also third favourites for the group, 17-1. So will they come out on top? Probably, or probably not, because they're joined by the favourites probably for this group. Arsenal 10-1 on, red hot favourites, of course, finishing out in the Premier League 8th last season. Coming through as, I think they qualify for this via the FA Cup, I do believe. Anyway, let's jump at the deep end. This is your teams that make up Group B. Here are your matches. Again, kick it all off on the 22nd of October. Starting with Rapid Vienna up against Arsenal over in Austria. I do expect Arsenal to come through this quite convincingly. They have a good squad, good young squad as well. I do expect them to rotate the players in and out this amongst this, and of course the Premier League. I do expect them to come out this with a win. 2-0 win. Opening day win for Arsenal in Group B to get themselves up and running. But the talking points will probably be over in Ireland as Dundalk take on Molde at home. Hopefully they can actually at least compete a little bit in this one. I do actually see them getting something out of this game against Molde. The two underdogs for the group at home. Dundalk will try to dig their heels in and try and get something out of the games. All three of the games, starting with a 1-1 draw against Molde again on the 22nd of October. Meanwhile, the next week it'll be the 29th of October. Arsenal bringing on Dundalk over at in London, and I do expect a convincing win for Arsenal, 3-1. Giving Dundalk a bit of a shout there with a goal at the very least, but Arsenal coming out on top with a 3-1 win. Joining them same day over in Norway, it'll be Molde taking on Rapid Vienna. Same time as well, kick-off. Norway's Molde getting themselves their first victory, but also an unbeaten start for Molde to join alongside Arsenal. Both those two sides starting unbeaten so far. Into the midway mark now in the 5th of November, Rapid Vienna taking on Dundalk over in Austria. And yes, Dundalk starting off with an okay point against Molde, and then of course a little bit of a defeat, an expected defeat against Arsenal. Can they do anything against Rapid Vienna in Austria? I don't think so, though. As much as I'd love to see them grind the results, and this could be an opportunity for them to get something out of this. because I think Vienna and Molde are there for the taking. I do expect Dundalk to struggle, but I do expect them to at least be competitive in the process. Give it all or nothing, but I do expect Rapid Vienna to come out on top on the 5th of November, the halfway mark. Arsenal taking on Molde, of course. So far, so good for Arsenal. So far, so good for Molde, picking up an unbeaten start, but they will succumb to a defeat against Arsenal in London and go with a 2-0 win on the 5th of November at the halfway mark. But they have a chance to redo themselves in Norway a couple of weeks later as Molde take on Arsenal back in Norway, and I do expect Arsenal could continue their impressive start, making it 4 wins under 4, and again back-to-back defeats for Molde, which will open up the door for Vienna and maybe open up the door for Dundalk if they can get themselves into this, because Dundalk have 2 away games in the second half of this. Starting off with Rapid Vienna, can they succumb to or bounce back, of course, or suffer a third successive defeat out in Europa League on the 26th of November? They'll take on Rapid Vienna, and I do expect them again to maintain an unbeaten start to life over in Ireland with a 0-0 draw over Vienna. It won't be fantastic for them, but still, it'll give the lads at home watching the benefit of the doubt as they try to get something out of this. So 0-0 in the end on the 26th of November. Arsenal then take on Rapid Vienna back at London, and again, so far so good for Arsenal. 4 wins on the spin. They'll make it 5 with a 3-0 win over Rapid Vienna, and again a clean sheet to boot. Meanwhile, Molde will take it on Dundalk. Big chance now for Molde really to get themselves closer to the qualifying stages or the knockout stages. Taking on Dundalk at home. Back-to-back defeats for Molde so far. Last time they were victorious was back in the 29th of October. I do expect them to bounce back with a 2-0 win over Dundalk, and that will probably eliminate any chance of Dundalk for making a surprise late appearance for them into the knockout stages. Into the final game, Dundalk will take on Arsenal over in Ireland. Can they get anything out of this? I don't think so. I do expect Arsenal to come out convincingly 2-1 winners, which will upset the fans over in Ireland for this one. But ultimately, you know what? It's not a bad showing for them, especially getting to this day. I think basically they're going to have FA Cup fever, or every one of these games will be an FA Cup final for them. Anything they can get out of it, I think they're just going to just love participating in such a pristine tournament such as this, playing alongside Arsenal, playing on classic teams like Rapid Vienna and even Molde to a point. But anyway, 2-1 loss for Dundalk, big win for Arsenal, make it 6 wins out of 6 for them. And Rapid Vienna versus Molde, big game this one. Last time they played each other in the first half was a 2-0 win for Molde. Can Vienna bounce back and get themselves closer to the final? Well, they could bloody well do with a 2-0 win as well. So what does that do for the Group B? We do expect Dundalk coming in 4th, just 2 draws out of the past 6 games. Not too bad though for them realistically. Meanwhile, into third it will be Vienna. Goodness gracious me, 2 wins, 1 draw and 3 defeats. Goals difference could be swaying factor. It is as Molde squeeze through with scoring more goals in the process. So this could go either way. It could go either way, but ultimately I'm going to go with Arsenal running out with it. 6 out of 6 out in Group B. And just before we bounce out of here, I want a quick look at the odds. We've already looked at the odds for this group, but what about the odds for to be actual winners of the Europa League? Of course, you got to read this into this a little bit with a pinch of salt, because we're going to expect teams from the Champions League to tumble through. So I wouldn't be putting any money on any Europa League winners as it stands. But as it stands right here, right now, Dundalk are actually 400 to 1 to win the Europa League. Rapid Vienna 150 to 1. Molde, what we got for Molde? Molde also 100 to 1, with Arsenal one of the favourites, of course. They're actually favourites as it stands alongside Spurs, 7 to 1, boys and girls. But that's my pickaroonies. What do you guys think? Be sure to get your predictions in the comment section down below. So that's it, my friends. That's what I expect to happen out in the Europa League in this group. Do you agree or disagree? Please sure to get your own pickaroonies right in the comment section down below. We'll take a little look at them, of course. Once the qualifying campaign comes to a halt, we'll revisit all of these. We'll take a look at what you thought, take a look at what I thought, see who came out on top. Of course, be sure to give the video some love, smash that thumbs up, and of course smash your subscribe as well if you are new to the channel. Bang the old little bell as well, as we try to keep up to date with all things Europa League related, boys and girls. We're going to cover it extensively, of course, matchday by matchday predictions when they come around, and also be sure to check out the old description links to my other social media platforms are in there, Twitter, Facebook, and of course Patreon if you want to support the channel in another way. That's the place to do it. There's also a link down on the bottom of the screen there. Till then though, be sure to give the video some loving. Stay safe out there. Looking forward to the Europa League. Hopefully you guys are too. Until then though, stay safe. See you soon. Until then,